Hi everybody, my name is Jay McQueen and I am from the class of 98 at Hill Park Secondary School tonight, here representing the Hill Park Alumni Association, and I know the students there were moved up on top of the speakers list so they could go do homework. I'm glad I'm next because the Blue Jays are up 2-0 at this point, and it's in the third inning still, so I can get home and catch the rest of it. The Hill Park Alumni Association has been a charitable organization since its inception in 1996, and we meet monthly at the school. The mandate is to support the students of Hill Park and school programs by way of donations. To date, we have been able to raise nearly $60,000. Hill Park considers itself a community school that offers diverse programming, and its central location on the mountain makes it convenient to get to. One of our feature programs, as you've heard already, is ArtSmart, a partnership with Theatre Ancaster and the Hamilton Conservatory for the Arts. The school received a government grant to refurbish the auditorium with a brand new sound system, acoustical equipment, lighting, cushions for seats, and even to refinish the stage itself. The tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in upgrades also helped create a dance studio to train and prepare students rehearsing for the plays. 2 productions have hit the stage to date, with a third in the works for later this spring. The concept, of course, as you've already heard, has attracted students from all over the city, from both the public and the Catholic School Board. Not only does the ArtSmart program attract current high school students to Hill Park, it brings feeder school students as audience to the matinee performances. Hill Park is setting the stage, therefore, for greatness in musical theater and inspiring the next round of performers. At a time where funding is tight, installing a plethora of upgrades to an auditorium to enhance student life only to close the school down would be a shame and doesn't seem to make any sense to us. The strengths of Hill Park go far beyond the ArtSmart program, though. Hill Park has a very strong math department. At the Waterloo math competition recently at the end of March, the school did well in both individual and in team categories. How about science? Yeah, you bet. There's the Reach Ahead to McMaster in Science Mentorship Program, say that fast 5 times, where some students work with a professor at Mac to do research for a science fair. They're also developing one in social work as we speak. Over 200 students a year participate in experimental learning in our community in a variety of programs and supports that help students succeed. Top-notch learning resources, after-school return-to-learn programs, and even empower reading programs. The community partnerships are many, including the Hamilton Conservatory for the Arts, the Hill Park Recreation Center, and the Church on the Rock Tutoring Group. Building even further on Hill Park's reputation as a community school, it features some rather unique and even trailblazing clubs, such as the Positive Space Group, Annie Mae, and an Aboriginal student group. The Positive Space Group was first started here at Hill Park when students felt the need to meet and discuss issues, and they've been supported by both staff and by the public health nurse. This eventually led to the school making headlines for the Rainbow Prom, as it was called, Hamilton's first school prom for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer students. And now, all students, or rather all schools within the HWDSB have GLBTQ groups in their school communities. Hill Park's massive gym, or 2 of them I should say, also serve the community by way of rentals. Far too many functions to go into. I could go on and on about the programs offered at Hill Park, but the sad truth is programs can be moved. It's not an easy truth to swallow, but it is the truth. So perhaps bragging about programs tonight is not the answer. Maybe the answer lies in what we, the Hill Park alumni, can do and have done. Should Hill Park close its doors, a gaping hole would be created and there would be a ripple effect right through the community, of course. Ernie Hutton, the school's first principal, going back to 1955, and the man that a portion of East 16th Street in front of the school is named after, always advocated that everything done at Hill Park be with the best of interest to the students in mind at every turn. And that is what we do. We installed a wall of fame back in 2007 to inspire the students of today and tomorrow. Last fall, Juno Award-winning singer Skip Prokop from Lighthouse, a former Hill Park student himself, was inducted into that wall of fame. I called him up and said, "Skip, would you like to come out and accept the award?" And without hesitation, he said, "Oh, Hill Park, I love Hill Park. Great place. Just name the time and place, and I will be there." And Skip was. And not only did he come out and give Hill Park's current students some great advice, some students that were singing there from the music department. He has committed himself to coming back to the school to collaborate with students on a song for one of his projects. Pretty darn cool. Right there is a great example of a man remembering where he came from and devoting himself to bettering the current high school experience for today's students. Right there is someone who cares about the school. Key words there being the school, Hill Park. And the list doesn't stop there. The list of grads and former staff members that inspire today's students is long. Mel LaForme, an Olympic rower, Erica Witter, an Olympic runner, Bobby Croft, the first Canadian to play basketball in the NBA. Some notable names in the entertainment business also once walked the halls of Hill Park. Jason Jones, Warren Sonata, Arlene Bynon, Leslie Stewart, and when they were putting the notes together, they wrote my name down as well. Former MPP Brian Charlton is at the back of the room tonight. He's a member and director of the Alumni Association, a grad of Hill Park, and he's the alumni's treasurer. All of us care about Hill Park, and most of all, have come back to help inspire current students. But if Hill Park closes, the star of the mountain, as it was long called, will burn out. Students that would have benefited from the volunteer work of groups such as the Hill Park Alumni Association will miss out. Why? Well, because if Hill Park dies, so too does the Alumni Association. And what's a school without history? What inspired me back in the late 90s as a student at Hill Park was decades worth of trophies, student council photos, and past principals up on the wall. It was something to hang my hat on as a student. It's something that was inspiring. Sure, a brand new school is nice to look at, but it has no roots, and it's all about roots. Former students remembering where they came from and helping the new ones follow in their footsteps. Hill Park was, if you didn't know, the first high school on the mountain. Ernie Hutton felt that Hill Park should be a second home to every student that it serves. For years, it has been, and we feel, as the alumni, that the Hill Park community reflects today what Mr. Hutton started so many years ago. His words still echo in the school song that I'm not going to sing, but they go something like, play the game, never be a spectator, have hope and courage, be strong of heart and high of spirits, stay focused on winning the battle of life. I'm not here because I'm a professional protester by any means. I'm here because I and we, the Hill Park Alumni Association, believe that the battle for Hill Park is one worth fighting for. Thank you.
Excellent. Some more good words there. Appreciate those good words tonight. Any questions for clarification from the trustees? Trustee Orban.
My question is more for staff through the chair regarding a theater auditorium for the Art Smart program at Hill Park. Does the government, the ministry, subsidize for new schools theater auditoriums? Is my question through the chair to staff. Because at Hill Park, sir, $250,000 to upgrade. It is one of the stars in the mountain area. Just the question through the staff.
You got it, or do you want to answer now or save that one? Save it? Okay, all right. So they'll take note of that one and we'll have the answer on the answer night. Trustee Hicks.
Just a question to the presenter. You mentioned Bob Croft, and I hope your association would try to get him in the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame, because if anybody deserves to be in the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame, it's Bob Croft. He was the very first to play in the professional league at that time. It was the ABA and then the NBA. Very first player to play at a University of Tennessee. So I would appreciate it if your alumni association would do something there.
Through you, Mr. Chair, Trustee Hicks will certainly do whatever we can to help steer that process, help make it happen. I can tell you that in 2007, when he was inducted into our Wall of Fame, he was there, and he was, he didn't take it lightly being inducted into our the high school Wall of Fame. A great gentleman. Great gentleman.
Okay, so that was sort of stretched. That's okay.
We all do that now and then.
I know we do. Any other questions for clarification? All right, so seeing none, thank you again for coming out again and with your thoughts tonight, Jay. Trustee Orban moves receipt of the speaker. Trustee Hicks seconded. All in favor of receiving? Thank you very much. That's unanimous.